Chris gave us a great big handshake of congratulations over the telephone and said, "Go get him, partner." Elections provide us with the opportunity to reflect on what we as a community may have gained or lost in the previous election. In my humble opinion, we lost a lot in 2006. The person I'm about to introduce sat on the most prestigious committee in Congress, the Appropriations Committee. For a person who has nonstop energy and a love of her community like my wife, this was a catbird seat without parallel. And she wasted no time in running down many opportunities, all she could get her hands on, and there were plenty. Funding for the Ohio River bridges, the McAlpin locks and dams, University of Louisville, Waterfront Park, help for the American Printing House for the Blind, park buses, Home of the Innocents and other nonprofits, after-school programs, the airport, community centers and poor neighborhood programs, for the homeless, and others so numerous I can't even begin to get them on 100 pages, much less on 2. Over $1 billion, that's billion with a B, dollars brought to this community in 10 years. More than that, she effectively eliminated bureaucratic obstacles. For example, when the Ohio River Bridge project got bogged down, which it did just about every month, she held federal and state bureaucrats' feet to the fire, kept the project on track,
it's line level now,
and kept the funding on track. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called leadership. Most of all, she maintained her integrity, her honesty, and her forthrightness. She didn't say she was for one thing, then vote the other way. She was sometimes painfully honest with her constituents who wanted her to vote in a way she felt might be right. She didn't act one way on the House floor and a different way in her house in Louisville. In short, she was a representative of whom this community could be very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present a true leader, a true lady, my wife, Ann Northup.
I'd also like to acknowledge that some of my children are here tonight. Woody and I are so thrilled that all 5 of our children are either living here in Louisville or heading back home, and we're thrilled. And my friends, I am so honored that this community has selected me once again to carry our banner in the next election. It is so important to this community that we have a real choice in this election, and I believe that this campaign will give the community that choice. 2 years ago, the electorate decided that it was someone else's turn to carry the ball. But elections are about asking that question: how has the other team done? How has our own representative done? On the national front, 2 years ago, this Congress made a lot of promises. Among them, it promised to lower the cost of energy. They said that paying $2 a gallon at the pump was too much. I guess the fact that gas is now $4 a gallon will tell you how that has worked out. And they still do not have a plan that produces even one more drop of oil. We need to do something in this country that makes sense. We need to find energy alternatives like coal, like nuclear, like wind, like sun, like hydrogen. But yes, we need also to drill our own energy resources, gas and coal. Let me say it again. We need to become energy independent, alternative fuels, and drill our own oil and gas reserves so that we are not paying $5 billion a year to countries, many of whom don't even like us. That's what Americans do when they have a real problem. They roll up their sleeves, they attack it head on, They use common sense and good old American know-how, and they solve the problem. That's what we need to do in Washington. And on the local front, we have lost a lot. Big projects so important to the future of this community. Things that have simply folded up or been lost. The East End Bridge was ready for construction when I left office 2 years ago, and it has now totally stopped. A new state-of-the-art VA hospital, one that would put our city in the forefront of medical care for our deserving veterans, has now been bumped down the federal priority list. Hundreds of other community projects important to our neighborhoods, to our health, and to our development are struggling or they have disappeared. This campaign is about our community's best chance to send our strongest advocate back to Congress. We need someone who can get things done. We need leadership. For 10 years, we talked to every single part of this community, and we rolled up our sleeves and found ways to forge partnerships that were able to bring agencies and departments in the Capitol back to this community and our leaders to help to provide development and to provide direction. This community cannot wait 2 more years for that progress again. I don't know. I think my opponent will try to make this election about George Bush, about our president. He will mention George Bush's name as many times as possible because it worked for him 2 years ago. Well, you know what? That president's name isn't on the ballot this year. This congressional election is about Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats and how they have done over the last 2 years. And it's about how John Yarman has done for our community over the last 2 years. The question we need to ask in this community is, are we better off as a community than we were 2 years ago? I think the community will say we've lost a lot. I want to thank everyone in this room. I'm here tonight because of all of your help. I'm so happy you could be here tonight. I'd like to say a special thanks to you, especially to my volunteers right here in front who have done so much. They've been here so many days getting the mail out. People that knocked on doors, that hosted the neighborhood tour, or put a yard sign in their yard. I want you to know that without you, we would not be here tonight. I hope you keep that in mind throughout the summer and fall, because don't worry, we will be calling to help you again. In fact, I know there are a few of you that have already volunteered to help tomorrow morning get the next mailing out bright and early, and I want to thank you. I'll be here too. Finally, I want to thank my opponents for their enormous contribution to this race. Chris Thieneman has proven himself a strong advocate of cutting taxes, and I appreciate his steadfast work on this issue. He has a bright future, and I hope he continues to fight for the conservative values that he and I and you share. Curly Everett talked about difficult solutions to difficult problems. He added a valuable dialogue to the race, especially in the debate. And Bob DeVore shared his passion for conservative principles, and I'm glad he ran. I'm pleased we were able to have this important discussion, and I hope together that all of us will be able to focus our scrutiny and our work on retaking this district. Louisville needs leadership. We need someone who won't dance around the issues, but will instead attack them head on for the betterment of this community. You all have been my strongest advocates, and that's why we're really here tonight. I'm asking you to help me become your advocate in Congress so that we can follow through on the hopes, dreams, and promises this community deserves. Thank you for your time tonight, and please, let's do this again in November.